Hey everyone, this is Paul with SmartTech Energy, and thanks for joining me today at the next episode of SmartTech TV. And today I want to discuss one issue that I've noticed recently. Well, not recently, but I've noticed for a while what some of the solar companies are doing when it comes to offering inverters for the solar system that they sell, that they offer to the customers. So as you probably know, there are two different types of inverters. There is a string, and there's a string inverter. There is a microinverter. Now, I'm not going to discuss the differences right now. Which is better, which is worse, because both of them have cons and pros. But I want to kind of focus on one specific thing, meaning that I've noticed that a lot of companies offer, let's say, 300 watt panel. But then with the 300 watt panel, they install 280 watt microinverter. And with the microinverters, the most common one is the N-phase. And there are many different types, obviously, but N-phase is one of the most common ones. There's also APS systems, which is also very good microinverters. But just think about it this way, okay? So if a company offers you 300 watt panel, okay, then this panel supposed to be supported with equivalent inverter, because if they offer you 200 watt inverter for that panel, and as you probably know, microinverter is a small electronic device that sits underneath of each panel. So that means that even though the panel is 300 watts, and if you have a 280 watt inverter, that means that this panel will never reach its full capacity, because if you have a 280 watt inverter, it cannot produce more than 280 watts. Does that make sense? Okay, so in this case, companies offer you 300 watt panel with 280 watt inverter, but they know that you will never reach the 300 watt panel. So in this case, you could be getting 280 watt panel as well, and the production would be the same. But in this situation, you're actually paying, because the cost for solar is per watt, right? So if you have a 300 watt panel, you're basically paying whatever $3-4 per watt, right? Per watt installed. But you're not gonna get that 300 watts from that panel because you only have a 280 watt inverter. So you're paying extra for 20 watts that you will never actually use. And why those companies do that? It's simple. Well, most companies don't even think about it, don't even know about it. But the reason is that the ideal temperature for solar production, for solar panel production is about 25 degrees Celsius, which is equivalent to about 85 degrees Fahrenheit. Now, you have to ask yourself this question, like in the area where you live, like I'm in Utah right now. I mean, I live in Utah, but maybe you're on East Coast, maybe you're in California, maybe Nevada, maybe Arizona. But ask yourself this question: how many days during a year you actually get 85 degrees Fahrenheit weather? My guess is would be not many, right? Like in Utah, we probably get few days during May, maybe April if we're lucky. But any other day, I mean, like maybe some few days in the fall as well. But most of the year, we either get really high temperature because it's a deserted area, so we get 3-digit temperature in the summer, or very low temperatures in the winter, because it's a four season climate. Okay, so when you actually looking into solar, just make sure that the inverter is equivalent to the panel that they're offering. Well, of course, they're gonna tell you, well, this inverter can support that, that panel because it has a tolerance of, plus minus, 12-15%, which is true. Okay. Yes, all those inverters do have a tolerance. So if you have a 280 watt inverter, they have a tolerance of, I believe, 12%. Yes, they can support that 300 watt panel, but that doesn't mean that the panel is gonna reach its full capacity. It's just like having a Ferrari, right? But putting wheels from Toyota on it. I mean, will the Ferrari drive? Of course it will drive, but will it reach its full speed? It will not. So it's same thing with with combining panels with the inverters. So when you look at it, when you look into solar, just make sure that the inverter is equivalent to panel in terms of watts, because otherwise you're gonna be spending money on something that you're never gonna get anything from it. I mean, at the end of the day, you're paying for the kilowatt hours produced, from the solar system, even though you're paying per watt, per watt installed. That's how the solar system is based on, the pricing is based on. But it's all about the production of kilowatt hours production. So I hope that that video kind of clears out the misconception, and you get some value from it. If you have any questions or any concerns and you like that video, please place them below that video, and I'll be more than happy to to go over that at the next episode. Thank you so much, and have a good day. Cheers.